Okay, we got another one. This one's similar to the last one. My mom hired a guy to build our fence in August and was supposed to be done in September. The down payment was $10,000. He disappeared for 2 months, and he finally showed up and tore everything down, but he didn't rebuild the fence we hired him for. He refused to answer phone calls or texts. We hired a lawyer, and he doesn't answer the lawyer either. We are now potentially going to court. We have a signed contract. What are your thoughts on this matter? Okay, this is a fantastic question. This really gets into, again, how you deal in the world with respect to expectations, contracts, transfers of money. So when you're hiring somebody for a service job, if you hire a really large company, then the chances that you're going to get the job done are higher, and so you can probably feel more comfortable giving them a bigger down payment, or even paying in full if the company is respectable enough. However, if you're hiring a guy, that is going to do it and he disappears, the question is how much money do you give him? Well, the answer is you pay him as he goes. So you let him start the job, and if ripping down the fence is 20% of the job, well, then you pay him the $2,000, and then you don't get behind the curve. If you paid him $10,000 up front and he disappears on you, you're the one that really, there's a buyer beware is the way you should think about this. You're the buyer here. You're buying the services of rebuilding the fence. You need to beware. And so answer is yeah, you can take him to court. I'm not a big fan of court. While I'm a lawyer, I'm the kind of lawyer that very much spends his entire career keeping people out of court. Court is not where you want to be. Nobody wins in court. So does it make sense to take him to court? Maybe. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But just know that court creates a whole nother process that may or may not be good for you. And I have seen it backfire. So anytime and it costs money. And in our legal system, you don't get repaid for the legal fees you spend, even if you win the case. So just be careful going to court because you feel like that's all you can do at this point. So I would want to know how much you paid him. If it's the full $10,000, that's tougher. If you paid him $5,000 and he tore down the fence and he didn't rebuild it, you might want to consider this is an expensive lesson, and you know what? So we paid really a high price to get the demolition, and we're going to have to pay twice. I don't usually like dealing with people who show their colors. Once they show me their colors, that's it. They're out. I mean, and if I have to walk away from money, that's okay. I've walked away from money a lot of times knowing that was what it cost me for the lesson. So the answer to the question is careful going to court. Don't just assume that's the answer and you should just run to court. And in the future, make sure that you organize your contract to respect who the person or the company is. And by respect, I mean if you don't know them, it's reasonable to say, hey, I'm not going to pay you up front, or pay them a very small deposit, or actually, why don't you start the job first, especially if it's a guy, right? A guy. Start the job and then get some money, right? So that's my advice on that. I hope it was helpful. My name is Douglas Lodmell. This is the Mind and Money for Young People. And remember, it's your life and it's your money. Act like it. We'll see you next time.